Razer keeps impressing me with their recent releases, and their 2023 refresh of the BlackShark V2 Pro wireless gaming headset is no different, and I genuinely believe this could be one of the best wireless gaming headsets on the market right now. Just to clarify though, these were sent out to me, I haven't paid for these, but this doesn't influence the review in any way. These are the 2023 edition of the BlackShark V2 Pros, and they actually have quite a few upgrades and feature improvements over their predecessor. For example, the battery now is gone up to 70 hours, up from, to be fair, 24 hours before was pretty big, but 70 hours is absolutely massive. And to charge it now, it has USB-C. Thank you so much, Razer, for putting a USB-C in here. No one wants to have to deal with that shoddy, horrible USB micro connector, because that thing is absolutely terrible, but USB-C is very good. Also, Bluetooth has been added alongside the 2.4 GHz wireless, which is great for just compatibility with devices like your phone and your iPad or your tablet or anything like that. But where possible, I'd recommend using the 2.4 GHz as it has more bandwidth and it also has lower latency as well, which is obviously better for gaming. I also believe a EQ button has been put on the back of the right ear cup as well, and this is great for switching through EQs on the fly. So say if you're just listening to music on the music EQ and you want to have a quick game of, let's say, Counter-Strike, you can click through that pretty quickly, cycle through your EQs, and you're on the gaming EQ right there. So that's a great feature as well. I haven't really used it that much personally, but I know some people would like to use that, so that's a great feature there. And it's not really new to this model, as they look very similar to the 2020 model, but I believe the overall design is great. I really like the design, and it reminds me of something that they'd wear on the F1 pit wall.
What surprised me the most with this headset is the quality of the microphone. I thought getting into this review is the microphone's probably going to be rubbish because it's a wireless headset, and you might have thought the same as well. But to be honest, I think this might be the best microphone I've ever heard on a wireless gaming headset. Granted, it's not as good as something like a dedicated microphone like the one I've got behind me, but that's not what it's competing with. It's competing with other microphones like this, because it's only a tiny one that's built into a gaming headset, so for its size, it's incredibly impressive, and this is newly updated for the 2023 model as well. Comparing it with my SteelSeries Arctis Pro wirelesses, which actually cost £100 more than these, yes, this mic doesn't sound nowhere near as good. Granted, this is an older headset, but then again, it does cost quite a bit more than that one at the time of release, of course. But this was the biggest complaint I had with this headset, because I thought everything else was just totally fine, but the mic itself was not particularly brilliant, if I'm honest. And even some of my friends actually, they took the mick out of it because the mic was not particularly great at all. Switching back to the Razer, and you probably can just tell by how much better it sounds in pretty much every regard. The SteelSeries sounds like it sounds more like a phone call than an actual high quality mic, which, to be honest, was a pretty embarrassing result for these, but yeah. And even if you don't like the sound of the Razers right out of the box, the mic does have an EQ, which you can change in Razer Synapse. So if I go into Razer Synapse now, for instance, say if I want to put on vocal clarity, this should make the vocal sound a bit more different. I tend to not have that enabled, I'll leave that off. You can also enable noise cancellation, so say if there's like a hum in your room, like you've got a fan on or something like that, noise cancellation might be a good option for you as well there. And you can change the EQ, so if I put on mic boost, that will boost the mids quite a bit. If I put it onto broadcast, that should drop the mids, raise the lows, and it should sound more of like a broadcaster sort of microphone. And if I put on conference, this will increase the clarity quite a bit, so it makes sure that I'm not actually being misheard or anything in a video call or just a regular conference call. And then you can enable custom, so you can say, for instance, boost the 125 Hz, which I usually do with my normal recordings. I can enable that there, but I'm just going to leave it on default for now because I think it just sounds fine on default, if I'm honest.
So your friends and your teammates will be happy with the sound quality coming from the mic, but will you be happy with the sound quality coming from the 50mm audio drivers in the ear cups? And to be honest, I can't really answer that question for you, not objectively at least. But one thing I can say is the sound separation is incredible on this headset, which, to be fair, it doesn't surprise me because it is a gaming headset. And the reason why sound separation is so important for games is this. It allows you to pinpoint sounds more accurately, so whether you can pinpoint footsteps or gunshots, it will help you get them dubs in games. Because on my Steel series, this sound separation wasn't particularly brilliant, so I was getting killed behind quite a lot and I couldn't really tell where people were coming from, but that could be down to my hearing as well, because my hearing is just a bit weird. Also, if the out-of-the-box EQ isn't to your liking, this can be adjusted in software in Razer Synapse. The 3 included EQs are game, movie and music, with a custom one being the 4th there. So if you're not a big fan of the preset EQs, you can change this in software to your liking. I've personally just left it on music because that's the one I like the most, and that's what matters when it comes to EQing your headset. Change it to what you want it to be, because after all, you pay for the thing. Also, if you're a hardcore gamer, there are some preset custom EQs from Razer built into Synapse as well. So I believe you have Valorant, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and I believe there are quite a few more, but they're on there, so whether you play them games, you can use them EQs as well if you like them. Switching up to spatial audio, and this thing comes included with THX spatial audio, and to be honest, I don't really recommend this as it's just an emulation of surround sound. It's not particularly brilliant. I haven't really used THX spatial audio that much, but it makes it feel a tiny bit more immersive in some scenarios, but I just leave it off as it does tend to ruin the quality quite a bit, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. But then again, the option's there for you if you want that. So overall then, the sound quality coming out of the 50mm audio drivers is brilliant. I don't really have anything to complain about, and yeah, the sound is great for gaming, great for content creation and content consumption as well. So yeah, they're not bad at all. So both the mic and the 50mm audio driver quality is perfectly fine on this headset. It's actually pretty great. But it doesn't matter how good a headset is if it's about as comfortable as a saw trap on your head. But worry not though, because the BlackShark V2s are actually incredibly comfortable, and I've had these on for really long editing sessions and gaming sessions, and I've got nothing to complain about, to be honest. The clamping force on them isn't too much, but it isn't too little either, so it's not sliding off your head, but it's not digging into the side of your head either, so there's nothing to complain about there. Also, the ear cups are memory foam on this, and they are very soft on the ears, so you don't get fatigue from it or anything like that. And they don't overheat your ears either, which is in the summer right now, I can confirm that my ears don't get too hot in this headset. The headband is made out of the same material as well. It's also memory foam, and that's comfortable as well. It doesn't dig into the top of my head, but obviously I can get headset hair with any headset. So Razer's put some really good memory foam in this thing, and if you're coming from the 2020 model of these, it's basically the same from what I'm led to believe. So yeah, if you just want the technical improvements with like the better mic and the USB-C and stuff like that, this headset is going to feel exactly the same on your head. In terms of adjustment, any headset comes with it, and this one also comes with it as well, with these little metal poles, I would like to call them, tubes, metal tubes, I don't know. But it's a decent adjustment method, and yeah, they're kind of just like spread to the size of your head, so yeah, it's a nice elegant design, and yeah, I've got no problems with it at all. And with these metal tubes being pretty thin and yet pretty sturdy as well, the headset can actually flex quite well without snapping in half, which is always great. The size of the ear cups is roughly the normal size, I'd like to say. I don't think my ears are too big or too small, and they fit on my head just fine, so yeah, there's no issues there either. Also, on the left hand ear cup, there is a volume rocker control dial thing, and that just basically just changes your volume in Windows. So that's a great feature there, especially if you don't have a volume rocker on your keyboard. That's always a great addition to have on a headset. As much as I really like this headset, and I still really like this headset, it isn't without fault. And the only fault that I could find, and this is very nitpicky, let me be clear, is the lack of 2 separate audio tracks. My Steel series actually did have a game and a chat, and if you don't know what this means is, I can essentially have my Windows sounds and just games on one audio track, with stuff like Discord and Xbox on another audio track. And because of this, I can't change the audio track in real time, which is kind of annoying. Yes, this probably can be done in software, But then again, the Razer doesn't have this built into the actual software package for the headset, and the SteelSeries does. And it's very easy to overcome, to be honest, because I've just raised the sounds of the party chat in the Xbox Live app, and I've also enabled audio ducking on Discord as well. So it's not that much of a problem. I'm just literally trying to find any flaw with this headset, and it's actually kind of hard to find a flaw with this thing. So yeah, that's the only thing closest to a flaw that I could find. But other than that though, I've had no weird connectivity issues, like it hasn't dropped out and turned off randomly, which is probably what I was expecting, because the dongle to my Razer Def Adder, which I actually did review, did cut out a few times, but I've had no connectivity issues. The audio hasn't fallen apart when I've pushed the EQ, and it's just been totally fine. Even the price is great at £180. Yes, granted, that is quite a bit of money, but then again, you're getting a lot of headset for that money. Before I end the video, I want to say a massive thank you to eBuy for sending this out for me to review. If you want this headset or any other PC gaming or tech gear, make sure you check out eBuy in the link in the description below. And I'm going to be putting my money where my mouth is. I'm going to be daily driving these for the next sort of few years, for the foreseeable future at least. So yeah, that's how much I have faith in this product, because it is a great headset. So with that being said, I'm going to leave this video here. If you like this one, like it, stay subscribed for more tech content, and I'll catch you in the next one.